Morning, everyone, and in some cases, good afternoon. This is Tim, and this is going to be a pretty short presentation compared to last Tuesday's. I am focusing on a single theme. I did say that there are two types of pottery I sell, Mata Ortiz and Talavera, and I will be doing a live video this next Monday on Talavera, but today I'll actually be kind of combining the two based on the theme I'm focusing on. And today I'm focusing on Dia de la Muertos, or Dia de Muertos. I've heard it pronounced both ways, and that is translated into English as meaning Day of the Dead. And Day of the Dead is November 1st. And I don't know about other parts of the world, but here in the United States, with a lot of Christian denominations, that's also known as All Saints' Day. And right here is the first piece that I want to feature. This right here is Lady in Orange. Her figure is known as Katrina Bailarina, and her association with Day of the Dead festivals in Mexico goes back 125 years. Now, with Mexico, what they do is on November 1st, the day after Halloween, they go to their family cemeteries, and they will decorate the headstones and the tombs and clean them and put flowers on them. They'll have picnics there at the graveside. And it's a very large celebration that has to do with their deceased loved ones. And it is a festival that celebrates their lives and really shows a large amount of respect towards their ancestors. It's a celebration based out of respect and love. It's not really garish. They do feature a lot of imagery that is skeletons, but the skeletons are almost always painted up. They're in cheerful, festive types of dress or costume or body paint. Face paint as well. When I first encountered Day of the Dead, I wasn't all that impressed with it. It was actually a sister of mine that kind of encouraged me to pick up some pieces to possibly feature in my gallery. And over time, really, the whole holiday, the whole celebration, the whole cultural event behind it really started to grow on me, because the underlying currents of it are really love and respect for your deceased relatives, friends, community members. So this piece right here, I was saying, is made, it's called Talavera. Talavera is a distinct type of pottery down in Mexico. But I wanted to more concentrate on the style and the decorations. If you see this piece, this is a woman who is obviously in a very happy, very gay, very festive mood. She has a beautiful dress on her, and the colors on this are brilliant. They really brighten any room. The detail, she has flowers on her hat. She has a hat. It's a very wonderfully decorated hat, and she has beautiful clothing. The dress is just spectacular. The way that her hands hold it up just really shows the celebratory nature of Day of the Dead. And Day of the Dead, okay, on this piece, for instance, I'm still running that sale on my website, desertbuckeyegallery.com, and you would enter the code at the time that you are ready to check out with this piece. And she normally runs for cost $149, but with the 35% discount, she would be $96.85. Of course, there's tax and very reasonable shipping added onto that. But with this, she goes from basically about 150 down to around 100 with that 35% discount. So anyway, I'll get the next piece to show you. This is one I don't know why, but I really enjoy it. And this is a Newlyweds. And again, we are looking at skeletons dressed as people, but it's not skeletons in a disgusting way like you see in old horror movies or you see in Halloween costumes. These figures, the way they're painted and the way they're designed, brings a life and the beauty of life and the energy of life into them. So even though they're skeletons, they're not dead. They're still part of the living. And there's a flower bouquet that the bride is holding, or bouquet. Anyway, look at how gorgeous and color. These are all hand painted. Look at the hand painted base on this. The bride has got her arm lovingly on the groom, and he's leaning in for a kiss, and he's dressed very nicely and very respectfully, and it's just a piece that the more I look at it, the more it really instills kindness and happiness. You know, not only just the joy of celebrating ancestors, but in this case, it's the joy of celebrating a marriage ceremony. The hand painting on this, the color glazes they use are brilliant, and they do not fade over time. And this particular piece is retailing for $119, but with the 35% off, it'll sell for a little over $77. If folks are having trouble seeing me move those around, I have a hard time seeing how things look in the phone, but I think things are staying pretty well clear and in center. Now here's another image that they often do. This right here, let's move you over here. Here's a Chihuahua. And they do take pets. You can find a variety of pets. Bulldogs, Chihuahuas, sometimes Dalmatians, but with the decoration, it's hard to tell that it was meant to be a Dalmatian. And you can see on the face how they profile. They really decorate it up, and it might have this kind of garish look to it, but when you look deeper into it, you actually see a real cheerfulness, and it's amazing that they can bring so much life into a theme that revolves around deceased loved ones, which includes pets. This one right here is very, here they really feature a lot of the skeleton, but the way they put it on a full body, you don't get that sense so much. A beautiful sunflower on the back, the tail's happily raised. There's a curious expression on the little doggy's face, and it just, to me, exudes cheerfulness, curiosity, a love of life. The beautiful green eyes that it's featured. This one here normally sells for $58, but with the 35% off, it is a little under $38. Is that right, little guy? Now, okay, I'm going to feature one more piece, and I have to go get it. It's a pretty big one, so this is going to take a moment. But this is a piece of Mata Ortiz, and all my Mata Ortiz right now is gone. I'll be getting a whole lot more in the next couple weeks. And I had said in the last live video, please go ahead and go to the store, go to my gallery, and look at the items that have sold. The ones that haven't sold are listed first. But go and look at the inventory of ones that I've had previous and see the wide variety of Day of the Dead items. The styles, the variety are incredible, and I am really looking forward to displaying these and featuring them on a live broadcast as soon as I get them, because that's why I don't have many right now. I can't hold on to them. Anyway, this one was made by Diana Loya. This is a hefty pot, and on this, the detail is just fascinating and fun. I know there's glare, and you may have to read some of the items as they're getting out of the glare, but before they're turning away. This is in a cemetery. This is a very common scene with Mato Ortiz, Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead. And in the cemetery, there is an incredible amount of life and activity and celebration. Here's a gentleman with a sombrero. He has a Mexican blanket draped over his shoulder. Here we have cardone cacti, birds, squirrels. And by the way, this style is known as sgraffito. And what sgraffito is, the artist actually goes ahead and will glaze this whole outer surface on top of this white clay with black, and then will etch through the black down to the underlying white clay and creating the imagery in that way. Now right here, I always liked these. Here's a couple, and I can't quite tell if the lady is mad at him or if she's swooning at his remarks. I suspect she's swooning at his little love whispers that he's whispering to her, but she's in a very elegant gown. Here's another woman right here walking through the cemetery. Flowers. Looks like there's a bunch of birds perching on those flowers. I may be wrong on that, but she is certainly in a cheerful mood. Inri, which was put above the cross, was put at the top of the cross above Christ when he was crucified. Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews. But DEP means, my Spanish is terrible, Descansa en paz, which is rest in peace. It's the Spanish version of our RIP, rest in peace. Also, these are actual names on these headstones of actual members of the Mato Ortiz community who have passed. They will always be past or deceased members. You will never see names of currently living people. That is considered real taboo. These large flowered things in the background are types of agave flowers, which are very common out here. I've got some agave in my yard. They even include great detail of prickly pear, the fields in the back, the detail of the wood. In this case, here is another lady with a beautiful headdress and what appears to be an elderly gentleman. Maybe she's even elderly too, based on that more, what seems to be more antique type of dress. And they are there apparently engaging with each other, but he's got a bottle of booze with him, and it's not uncommon to see those scenes. I have some Mato Ortiz that shows whole bands playing, where you go from everything such as brass instruments to violins and even string basses. They're very festive. Now here's this woman dancing, and she's kind of throwing her dress around. It's not dissimilar to Katrina Ballerina. thrown around her dress like that. As a matter of fact, that may actually be another depiction of Katrina Ballerina. And I had never noticed that before. So these little videos can be kind of a learning experience for me as well. There's never an end to what you can learn about Latin American, Mexican art, south of the border art. It is always full of imagery. It's always full of symbolism, and it's always evolving. But these images that you do see here, these are centuries old. These celebrations, Day of the Dead has been celebrated for a very, very long time. It's not a recent type of celebration, but some of the depictions are very what you would call contemporary at this point. So this pottery right here normally retails, let me see, where's my little cheat sheet on this? Normally retails for $710, and this is probably the most, well, no, I've had Day of the Dead Mod Ortiz that were around $1,000, but this one in particular is $710, but with the 35% off, it would be about $462. And I don't charge any tax. You may have to pay tax on that. But but that includes free shipping. And these things are kind of pricey to ship because of their size. If anyone's waving at me, I'm sorry I'm not waving back. I'm still learning how to coordinate all these different things. It seems like you need 4 or 5 hands or 2 or 3 phones to be able to adequately involve with the folks that are kind enough to watch. Anyway, this piece right here is one of the larger ones I've ever sold. And again, at 35% off, it's desertbuckeyegallery.com. And it is retailing for $710, but with your secret code of YJGO1381, which is Instagram 35 January, it would be $461.50. And what you would do is you go and pick it out at the store and check out, and at that point enter that coupon code, and that discount will be applied to the sale. Anyway, as I said, this was going to be a pretty short live stream today. I will be presenting on Monday. I'd like to do Tuesdays and Thursdays, but as luck would have it, I had something yesterday and I have something Tuesday I can't get out of. So the next video will be on Monday, and it will feature Talavera pottery. And it's fascinating. It's gorgeous pottery. It's just to die for pottery. And I'm really excited about this next video because I think folks will really enjoy it. For those of you that tuned in late or missed this altogether, this video should be up in my reels, even though it's longer than a reel. It should be up there for access within the next day. And also I have a YouTube channel which is which is Desert Buckeye Gallery, and you can find those videos there as well. I want to thank you for joining, and again, this is number 2, and I hope as time goes on, my style gets a little more fluid. I want to thank you for joining today, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday. Take care.